Hey my dear pirates, you are on channel Straw Hats One Piece Theories. And in today's video we're going to talk again about the relationship between the captain and the navigator of the Straw Hats, Monkey D. Luffy and Nami. After the release of chapter 1084, many people have theorized that Oda once again emphasized, both on the cover of the chapter and in the cover art of Weekly Shonen Jump, that perhaps Luffy and Nami do end up becoming the main couple of the series by defining them as king and queen. But, does Oda really mean this with his cover art? Will Luffy and Nami really get together at the end of One Piece? Well, we are going to analyze all this in today's video. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit. And if you're new here my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well my dear pirate, in a past video I had talked about what I really thought about a possible love relationship between Luffy and Nami. In that video, which had the purpose of responding to another old video about Luffy and Hancock, in which many people commented on the impossibility of the love relationship between the captain of the Straw Hats and the Empress of Amazon Lily due to their age difference exists between them, I mentioned that even though Luffy and Nami have many compatibilities, I still believe that these same compatibilities, in my view, represented a strong bond of friendship. I'm going to play an excerpt from that video so you can better understand my point about the relationship between Nami and Luffy. In the video I talked about Luffy's naivety and how he sees women according to the words of the author of the work, Oda, and in the video where I talk about how very interesting the union between Luffy and Boa Hancock would be, beyond just being a couple, many people have commented that if Luffy is going to marry anyone, it's Nami. Even in the video where I discussed the relationship between Nami and Sanji, I saw several comments stating that Nami would be Luffy's true and only suitor. But does that make any sense? Is the relationship between Luffy and Boa Hancock impossible because their ages are so different? Why do so many people see Nami as a couple? Well, I believe that the discussion of the age difference between Hancock and Luffy being an obstacle for them to become a couple may have to do with the mentality of people who see this couple as impossible to happen. Yes, although in society it is something more normal to see a couple where the man is a little older than the woman or that both are the same age, this has never been an absolute truth. The only problem in Luffy and Hancock's relationship would be if Luffy was underage, and this problem would depend on each person's locale and culture. So I don't see a real problem in Luffy and Hancock's relationship. But what about Luffy and Nami's relationship? Well, as I already made clear in the video about Luffy's naivety, the creator of One Piece himself said that Luffy is attracted to his friends. Of course he is focused on other things, mainly on eating a lot of meat and becoming the king of the pirates, but in fact he is a man and sees beauty in his friends. Of course, Luffy and Nami have an age much more in line with what society sees as ideal for a couple to be formed, so thinking with this logic does make much more sense than if Luffy were to marry someone at the end of One Piece, which that person is Nami. But I can't see their relationship beyond a great friendship. And as you are already used to my analogies with other series, anime and movies, I can mention the relationship between Harry Potter and Hermione. Both are living proof that a man and a woman can be true friends to the point where it seems like they are so close that they would make a perfect couple. Of course, the Harry Potter author herself said that perhaps the best choice should have been with an ending in which Harry marries Hermione. And that ends up getting to the point where I really wanted to get to, which is the perspective that each of us sees things. Maybe for me, Nami and Luffy are an unlikely couple, but for other people, the fact that they have such a strong friendship can justify that the relationship between them really is the best choice. Many relationships come from great friendships, I really have to agree with that, so maybe Luffy and Nami can really be a couple, even more so when Nami seems jealous of Luffy when she sees him get his first kiss in One Piece. But couples are unlikely and can arise in an unplanned way, such as a couple with completely different ages, in this case, a possible ending between Luffy and Boa Hancock. Anyway, as you could see, I really understand that Luffy and Nami can really become a couple, but I still believe that there isn't a feeling of love between the two to the point of both getting married. I believe that if there is something related to love between the two, would be something aimed at a brotherly love, and that is indeed possible in my view. However, what if I'm wrong? What if Oda actually revealed in his cover art that Luffy had already chosen Nami as his future queen from the very beginning? Well, as I always like to remember, Oda loves to play with these things, and this is not the first time that Oda makes Nami a queen with a crown on her head. Perhaps this could actually mean that she will be Luffy's queen at the end of One Piece, but I still believe the reference Oda is making is that Nami is the Queen of Weather, as depicted on her t-shirt. And we also can't forget the fact that Nami's past made her obsessed with making a lot of money and having a lot of riches, and being a queen is basically that, money and wealth. In my view, this is the idea that Oda wants to reveal to us with his cover arts. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. Can you believe that Oda is using his cover arts to reveal to us that Luffy and Nami will be a couple at the end of One Piece? Could it be that Luffy had already chosen Nami as his queen since the beginning of his journey? But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button. That helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone. And until the next video.